Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out some more Tower of God Webtoon, and I'm kind of stressed, which seems to be the default, but like especially at this point because we met the like conductor, right, of the Hell Train, and he seems really scary. He's just kind of some glowing eyes out of the shadows, which seems like not a fun time in general. He's kind of been like, oh, it looks like we have multiple Slayer nominees. We can't have that. That's ridiculous. We can only have one. So clearly the only logical explanation here is to have a death match between the two, and whoever lives gets to be the Slayer nominee. Obviously that's the only logical escalation of this whole situation. So at the moment, Bam and Hoaqin are getting ready to do that, I guess. Just like a little tiny little hiccup in all of that is that there's kind of two Hoaqins. Why? I don't know. But he's been split in two. So there's that too. And the group has been split up. It's probably fine. It's probably fine, and this will not in any way stress me out or make me worry about the safety of all characters that I care about. Yeah, like it'll probably be nothing. Okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. Is that Poe? Isn't that his name? Yes, but the people got teleported, and I think Rock's like a little bit upset about, again, separation. He just wants to be with his turtles, and people keep getting in the way. Okay, yeah, we got a month, I guess, sort of. Yeah, they're still there. And this Hoaqin is talking about being hungry, which seems like a bad time because we had some souls being consumed at a previous point. So yeah, no, I would, yeah, I was gonna say logical explanation. I hope not, because they seem to be different in a lot of ways. Okay, so we just want chips. I like the bananas. Oh, because we got we got bananas of some kind, banana chips. Yeah, banana shaped chips. Okay, even said thank you. It's freaking me out a little bit. Did we just get like the nice half? Something strange, right? I concur. Interesting though, because like we have established that they are like two parts of the same entity, right? Like it isn't like there's two separate beings, right? Like it's not like brothers, twins, clones. Like that's not what we're dealing with. So it's interesting because it does make me think of like are all of the like interactions that people have had previously with kind of the whole, in which case is there still some issues there? There's still some like unhinged behavior that had to be dealt with, or is this just like the result of that separation, that there's like this instability to Hoaqin that we've kind of like seen? So where is kind of the crossover point between like what is the actual identity when Hoaqin is like one being? And also if it was, right, like we had like Daniel and his group were already on the train, right, and they'd already had interactions with Hoaqin. If it was while he had both halves, it kind of makes me understand why they might have had a certain like admiration or like a certain trust, because he would be like that, like which kind of side of the personality are you getting? So it's interesting, I guess. Weird, and I don't know why we're here, but interesting. Will they fuse together? Yeah. Why haven't they up to this point? Why haven't their paths crossed? I mean, our plan before was to get outside, but I feel like that's not an option now that the train is moving, obviously. But Hoaqin has to be somewhere on the train. Yeah, we need a plan. Like it's just the Hell Train, a month. Cool. So we're doing just like the training montage? The train, I'm assuming? Yeah, like we all got kind of teleported to where we need to be. How come Bam and Hoaqin got to stick together, but Rock didn't get to stay with them? Is it just because they weren't next to each other previously? Rock's gonna be so angry about that. Yeah, we need to progress through the train still, right? So we need to like, one, actually train for what's happening, and two, also just continue with the challenges that is the Hell Train, which we already established is like kind of not gonna be a good time. Like we already had Jinsung earlier who was just like, you're not prepared for that. Like that's not gonna turn out well for you. So I'm still worried that we kind of rushed into this. Like might be okay on like the Hell Train part, maybe, but not like in tandem to us also trying to like intentionally train. I guess like trial by fire, but okay, we're having a bit of a flashback. We need to get to stage 4. Gotcha. So we were in stage 3, which doesn't seem like a lot, but only a month. And again, Hell Train. 3 tests. We've had like the puzzles, monsters. So there's the stage test, monsters that show up at night, yes. And then guardians placed in each room. Sure, that's fine, because we have a great record with dealing with guardians, especially when they're guarding like doors. That has always been easy, especially like in relation to getting on the Hell Train. That was always just like a really, like basically a blip, you know, barely noticeable. Okay, I know you're like explaining a lot of stuff to me and I'm not going to remember all of that, but like, thank you for trying. Look, everything gets tossed out the window. At like the beginning of going through the series, I was like, I'm going to make sure I understand all the rules. I'm going to try and make predictions and like really engage. And then I got to a certain point and I'm just like, y'all are just going to throw the rules out the window and do whatever you want. Like things are going to go sideways. So how much of this is actually going to apply in the end? Who knows? Okay, so we're doing floor test, monsters, until we get the guardian which we fight to get to the next stage. Gotcha. And we have to do it in a month. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, okay, sure. And then we jump like immediately into the Slayer nominee selection game. It's fine. I mean, I feel like a rant is probably not gonna make this better. Okay, right. So we had like he was sealed of some kind. I'm assuming like how this half of Hoaqin was. We got the tattoo again. Is the tattoo like tied up with why there was like a seal? And that's why like Daniel could set Hoaqin free? God, I hate her. Was Daniel like lying, saying like, oh, the seal is still there so that he could buy some time? Oh no. I'm so upset by like the selection of people I'm gonna have to deal with. I like Wangnan. He's been through so much. He's such a sweetie. And I gotta know his backstory. I need to know what's going on with him before something happens. But I also like the moment that we get backstory, I'm gonna be like a little more nervous because I'm like, hang on, now that we know stuff, what does that mean? Is he good? Is he safe? Because I want to freak out. Like, you're actually pretty useful. Is she? You didn't even know her name? Look, I don't want to like Hoaqin. He's crazy. He eats people. He kills them. A lot of bad things. But him being so unaware of Rachel's existence that he didn't even know her name, that makes him all right by me, I guess. I just dislike her so much. I'm just so mad about so many things. Yeah, but Daniel's probably like not happy with her interference and her like smug little smirk. Ugh. It's fine. I better get some vengeance at some point. Someone better push her off of a ledge of some kind. She doesn't have to like get hurt. She doesn't have to like be killed or anything. I just feel like it would be a great, you know, evening of the scales. Okay, copy. Uncontrollable monster seems bad. I was gonna say, I'm like, I feel like Daniel's lying because it buys him time. It gives him some moments to actually control the situation. Because he's playing his own game, right? Like, he doesn't like Hoaqin. He just wants Rowan back. Like, that's like the only reason he's here. So I still love the somewhere on that little tree. I don't know. Somewhere. Vaguely. In the area. Rock is already angry. Don't pick a fight with him. Wow, you look a little scary. What's that about? Yeah, they're not on your side. No. They keep calling him Crocodile. It's not what he is. He is a ball of rage. He ain't even trying. He's still in chibi form. Did he? I love that tricks are for kids. He says, in the cutest form ever. Like, look at him. Don't you just want to give him head pats? Consensually, obviously. Again, ball of rage. I just want to give him snacks and head pats. Oh, sorry. We have like two people who have like, this person's eating. She already had to think about like eating or whatever. And I was just like, uncomfortable. Uncomfy. Yeah. I feel like you're just being like constantly in shock of like, what is even going on? I get you. I understand. I also would just be like, I don't remember signing up for this. No, dude, definitely not. Do not go towards the strange sound. I don't have a lot of experience with like scary movies because I jump scare very easily and I don't like body horror, right? I'm squeamish, so I avoid it. But I know enough that like when there's a weird noise, you don't go near it. You don't go towards it. You head in the opposite direction. It's a weird noise. That means something strange is happening. You don't enter that situation. Especially since then we have like I don't think it's another me. Like, I don't think it's the person that we're searching for right now. So we go in the opposite direction. Dang, the like scale here. Did we, is this just for fun? Or did we intentionally make her, is it just like he's so close? He looks giant. Oh, okay. We just like walked in. I love that. This is, you're drawing a lot of attention. And again, shook. Same. But also they're probably like, oh, that's the person we're looking for, right? Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so we weren't going towards where he actually was. We were just like going towards where he was sealed. I love the scale of just like the top of his head. Things are not going your way, are they? Yeah, I find it interesting that like the cross seems to be, or like the sword, but like with the cross handle is interesting imagery. Ooh, that looks like a showdown waiting to happen. I know I talked about not liking Daniel. He doesn't, again, Daniel is a very unscary name to me, very unintimidating. And he is unhinged. However, necromancy powers, it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm enough of a spook that I'm like, hang on. He kind of looks like he belongs in my family. He looks like all of my relatives if they were put into a comic character. And if he's gonna fight Rachel, like, this is all me just being like, maybe I can forgive sins. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know, I have a vendetta. Okay. Oh yeah, there's like a whole battle happening very loudly. Oh, and then we got involved. What are we watching? Oh, hello. Yes, I saw a silhouette of you before. I don't know. Are you friend or foe? Okay, so a creature that we have to fight? Yeah, I guess he has to figure it out though, right? We're here to train. We're on a time limit. We're gonna have to figure it out, right? If he can't even fight the creatures here, like the monsters here, then he's definitely not going to be able to go up against Hoaqin, right? Especially if it's like he's made whole before that, which is also worrisome. I hope Wangnan has some kind of plan. There was talk of a plan. Our poor sweet boy. Yeah, I agree. We're not gonna be able to just like sleep it off, but like eventually you should probably rest. I hope we don't pass out. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, they can't fight for him. He has to prove it on his own. Yeah, there's also hostages at stake. in our own life. It's so strange to me that there are people who just like straight up call him Violet, because in my head he's Bam. You know, it's just this season 1 in me, I guess. Oh, we're very much taking a backseat, huh? No, but also he's not normal condition, but also like he's gonna have to figure it out, right? He was like, this is what I want to do, so we're gonna have to speed run this. Also a good point that they almost got her as well. Yeah, no, call him out in the whole chasing after Rachel thing. She said no so many times and then actively tried to kill you twice. So like maybe we take the hint. Yeah, kind of reading him a little bit. Ooh, the lighting shift there too of like, hey, I'm gonna like read you and be like, now you have to deal with the consequences of the choice that you made. I mean, it was reckless. She does have a point. She has some points. Even though I'm like, oh my boy, this is your fight though. Because we know Kun doesn't care about Rachel. He's just like, unless we're taking shots, I don't want to be involved. Uh-oh, we've been spotted. It has that like, you know, when a creature spots you, and now you gotta fight. I really don't think you can be a former Slayer nominee, can you? It's kind of a thing that has been handed to him, and now he has to deal with all of the fallout of it. I don't know. I mean, I think like inherently, I think right now, Bam could be as strong, maybe stronger than Hoaqin, maybe, right? Like at his current form, right? Where he's like separated, maybe. The problem is that Bam has absolutely no idea how to actually control that power, right? Like, I think it's all there. The problem is, how do we figure out how to use it in an effective way? And also, do we want to use it? Because it also seems to have like a voice and an entity, and like maybe it's not a good thing for us to use it. I'm really not sure yet. Oh, him saying I'm no different from Rachel. I mean, you are, because I hate you less. But there is a comparison to be made, and it hurts my soul to admit that. All right, I feel like y'all are gonna break my heart. He did make a selfish decision on this though. Like he was just like, he wasn't thinking though. I think like there is such a desperation in him needing to have Rachel as like this like North Star to guide him. Like he absolutely has no idea how to have goals or a life without her being part of that. And I think that it's making him spiral. Like not only is he dealing with a bunch of stuff and like changes in terms of like his own power and like literally his own like physical body, his mind, like so much of that has been altered by other people meddling with his life. And at the same time, he is now losing this thing that was like grounding him and gave him like a purpose, a motivation, a goal to work towards. Oh, now that you've come to your senses, a little bit late. Yeah, he's probably got this. I feel like the fact that they're like hyping up this creature, the Hoaqin, that he's just gonna like dust it. You know, like I feel like it's not going to be as much of a challenge as it probably should be. Yeah, I mean, he also has survived going up against Hoaqin, who was like actively trying to kill him. So looks down. What does that mean? Physically? Metaphorically? Hello? What's that? Was something coming onto the train, or are we just being chaotic? I'm suspicious of everything. Okay, 10 minutes. Cool, fine. That's whatever. Oh, that like miracles never happen unless you're desperate. Interesting point. Especially with, again, I was talking about having on the back of the like chair, the sword, which is also like with the handle that makes it look like a cross. And there is like this almost like angelic imagery when it comes to Hoaqin. Like it's interesting to have some of that biblical imagery mixed in with this series. Obviously, Tower of God, there is like some God you know, imagery throughout the series. And even like early on, like first few chapters, there were all of the like paintings and carvings and stuff that were in the background, which had this almost like mythological feeling to them. But it's interesting to have some of that biblical imagery mixed into this, like as we're dealing with more powerful foes, right? Like before this, it felt very much like, oh, we have, you know, the other regulars, and we have like test administrators and floor administrators, you know, we have people who are kind of like running this whole operation. And then you have like Foog, which is the kind of this like rebel organization. And even like the workshop battles felt more like a corrupt organization than like a cosmic power. And Hoaqin feels more like dealing with, I don't know, like a god or a demigod or something that feels more like a step up in terms of the kind of power level we're dealing with and the way that people kind of view him and the way that he views himself, especially like within the domain of the hell train, right? Even just hell train, right? Bringing in hell biblical imagery again. So it's fascinating to me. And then talking here about miracles. I don't like that we're desperate because we don't make great decisions when we're desperate. I need you to not throw the spear at him. Thanks. I mean, he probably has a plan. Yeah, I'm like, he's probably fine, especially since he does that thing where he takes other people's skills and like revamps them. Oh, okay. So it's gonna chase him. Cool. That's fine. I mean, you did stop the sword before, right? So maybe we can do this? It seems like we pulled it off. Oh yeah, no, that too. Yeah, he's got some tricks. Yeah, I feel like the spear is not the only thing we're going to be dealing with. Oh, good. That's fine. The what? Yeah. That's cool. Is that a mouth? Fine. It's cool. Whatever. We're on a narrow passage too. This could only end well. Cool lighting effect though. Oh, cool. No, that does look like a mouth. That's fine. Wow, look at the lighting. Smart. Yeah, attacking from the injured side. I was kind of thinking of Hoaqin of being more like a mindless creature, but like obviously not the case if there's like strategy within actual fighting. Like it isn't just brute force. I need you to not look. He's already dealing with. What do you mean your eye? You better be okay. What did I already say about having a thing about like body horror and gore? He's doing like all right though. The essential factor. Yeah, that is also true. Dang, the like, okay, I'm upset because it means that he's injured, but the balancing out of this panel with like the blood spatter, so like the panel is balanced, but Bam isn't, right? Like he is not centered in the frame. Even his body is like tilted to the side, right? Like the lines of his body are over. Even like his body language is like hunched forward. Like he is unstable. And I think that that's a really interesting thing to bring into this, not only in terms of him being weak, talked about him not being able to stand on his own feet, let alone fight, him being injured, right? And if it's to his eye, that's unbalancing him, right? With his vision. We've also had talked about like his powers, his abilities aren't stable either. There's so much instability in terms of him like knowing himself and what he's doing, but then also like he does not have the will to kill someone. That is not what motivates him. And I think that that's something that we love about our cinnamon bun, but also like might get him into some trouble in the tower because there are a lot of people who do want to try and kill him, specifically on this train. I mean, you know, it's bad if even like the people who know about how the train works are like, that doesn't seem like a possibility. Okay, so Foog and Karaka kind of butting heads. Oh, are we just like buying a little bit of time? We're just like buying time to put Hoaqin back together. I love the like it's just like what is going on? No, we don't know them at all. Don't blow our cover. I love the like, excuse me, but by any chance, are you another Hoaqin? He's just like, yeah. I also find it fascinating here because we have like him on the, I don't know what the perspective is on the recording. Left side, right side for you guys. And I feel like previously, wasn't the other Hoaqin always on the other side? Because there was the one panel with him and Bam, right? Where we was talking about like the selection game and it had the two kind of like split panel between the two of them. And I'm pretty sure it was like Hoaqin here, Bam over here, which I also think is interesting. And I feel like there were other points in which Hoaqin was like split in the middle and he was more to this side of the panel. I might be remembering that wrong, but if that's an actual thing, I feel like I'm gonna have to go back now. I'm gonna have to like scroll through the chapters and see if I'm right. But if I am right, that would be like a cool detail to just be like showing like opposite sides or like two sides to like make a whole, but like opposing, right? Like they wouldn't be like creating a whole, right? Like it wouldn't match up. Anyway, not to go on a side tangent. Are we willingly calling ourselves henchmen? Oh, are we picking a side? This might get a little awkward. I mean like this Hoaqin though did want to meet the other part though. So, oh, okay. I mean, a strange loyalty. Oh, is the book important? I noticed the book before. Doesn't it have like a star on it? Which again, interesting, the amount of like star imagery throughout this entire series. I think it specifically helped me when I was hungry. Okay, sure. We got like a magic book of some kind. Yeah, I have several questions as well about the sword. Your father? Hold up. There's a father? There's a family? And another like sword being passed down through a family? We've had that. I mean, again, like kind of kid logic though, to be like, oh, I like these people, they gave me snacks when I was hungry, so hello. Oh, we just meeting right now? The faces in this panel. Yeah, mood. The second one, hold on, it has a name. Vicent? I don't know if that's correct, but like, what do you mean second one? Are there multiple? See, as I was saying before, it feels like they were kind of like opposing in the panel setup. Even just like the contrast between the two of them though, like Grin doesn't seem as happy to see him. Oh, okay, we're just transferring back. It's fine. I'm not panicking about the fact that I feel like there are more then and they all have different names. What is going on? I'm having a thought and I know that we're dealing with this battle, so I'm gonna hold it for a second, but I'm gonna come back to a theory later. Like, I'd say he's too nice to be a Slayer nominee. Fair assessment. Seems to be no evil in him is interesting translation there. I wonder what the original is, if there's kind of like more nuance to the original word choice there. Yeah, because it's kind of like a perpetual fight, right? Like if you're up against someone who will fight nonstop to try and kill you, but you do not have the same drive to fight back, the fight is just going to keep going, right? I don't like the idea of Bam becoming somebody who just like kills though. Too naive. Yeah, maybe, but also like I like our cinnamon bun. I don't think it's over. I think this ends again, kind of like the selection game, right? Of like, someone is gonna have to die. Oh, and I don't like it. Yeah, I fear that too. Dang, did we punch him in the neck? That's pretty cold, all things considered. I mean, down. That doesn't say that he killed it, though. Oh, okay. I don't like the idea, though. I like our cinnamon bun. I like getting our cinnamon bun back. He was so moody for so much of the beginning of this season that I liked having, like, at least a little bit of him being, like, not emo. I feel like we had quite a bit of setup in that one. Especially, like, I feel like setting up the fact that Bam is going to have to be a little bit more ruthless is, like, kind of... I don't know. I want him to find a different way. I want him to find a different path. But I also kind of understand what they're talking about of, like, this is going to be a fight to the death. And it's going to be between Bam and Hoaqin. Like, they're not going to be anyone else that can fight that fight for him. And if it is a fight to the death, then that means that either, like, someone's gonna have to die in it. And if it's not Bam, then, you know, Bam's gonna have to be the one doing that. And if he does, like, if he doesn't, though, like, it kind of becomes this perpetual cycle of the fight just kind of continuing forever, you know, until something happens, right? So I kind of understand, but also, like, I hope that there's, like, an alternative. I hope that, like, something happens and, like, Bam gets to make the choice of, like, not being like that. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But also, okay, my prediction. If there are multiple parts, right? And they all have different names, I guess. So I feel like I can't say, like, the version that is whole is Hoaqin, because that seems to be only, like, a part of it. So, like, whatever this whole form, creature, possibly God, I don't know, is my prediction. Because, like I was saying, we have so much biblical imagery. I feel like there's 7 parts. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I have no idea how many there could be. But my prediction is 7, because biblically, if you believe in the symbolism of numbers in the Bible, that's up to you. But the number 7, if you believe in the symbolism, means completion, right? There are, like, 7 days in the week, also, like, 7 deadly sins. You know, there's, like, 7s get, like, repeated a lot. And, like, there'll be, like, 7 years that something happened, because that's, like, the completion of a cycle. So I'm going to guess that purely on that speculation. I could be completely wrong, but I'm saying it now so that if something happens later, I'm assuming at some point we're going to figure out how many parts there are. I would like to be able to reference back to this video and be like, I was right or I was wrong. But yeah, a bit of an ominous ending there of, like, I feel like maybe the parts aren't going to come together because, like, Vicen, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce his name, but doesn't seem super interested in that merger, even though he wanted to find Hoaqin. So I guess we'll wait and see. But I feel like even though they passed the stage, right, Bam, like, succeeded to a certain point, I kind of understand the whole he's fighting from this place of not wanting to hurt the other person. Like, even though he can hurt them, he is, like, pulling his punches because he doesn't actually want to go full out. Whereas, like, Hoaqin does not care. He will just, like, fight viciously. And if, like, he breaks whatever toy he's playing with, oh well, he'll find a new one, right? Like, that's his mentality of going up against people. So Bam is, like, very different from that. And I think that it does put him at a certain disadvantage. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. It's, again, probably fine. It's probably fine. Will not stress me out any more than it already has. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed reading that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a Tower of God video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.